Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Yusuf, and I'm here with my co-host Adam.
Smash that subscribe button. What a thrilling victory. 3-2 away at Levante.
For sure.
3 penalties given up by Barca, and the standout moment was Ter Stegen making that save. There was a lot of standout moments. Let me just go through a checklist I found out online, actually, on Reddit. Ready? This is just, I'm going to read it. Yus, give me a check if this game had it, okay?
Okay.
Luuk, legendary headers to Jong.
Check.
The Dembouz, Aubameyang connection.
Check.
Teenage connection, Gavi to Pedri.
Check.
Xavi masterclass in substitutions.
Definitely check.
Comeback in a hostile away environment.
Major check. What a phenomenal.
Lenglet trash performance.
Check.
Number 2 in La Liga.
Check.
I mean, what an incredible game.
For
There
sure.
were so many different troughs and valleys. That first half, we really got it handed to us bad. I thought we were for sure going to lose, and then we give up the first penalty. They
In the
score
second half, by
in
the
the
way.
second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come out, they get the first penalty. All of our players look bad. They score. Then they get the second penalty a few minutes later. Thankfully,
Ter Stegen.
Ter Stegen came through. Aubameyang, who had looked just awful against Frankfurt and then looked really bad in the first half. I don't even know if he got a touch on the ball. Wasn't doing anything to get free. Dembouz comes out with a nice cross, gets a goal. Then Pedri, shortly thereafter, as a substitute, Gavi as well. They connect. Pedri scores a wonderful goal, 2-1. Looks like we're going to run away with it. And then Lenglet comes in because Dani Alves is hurt. Oh, and I was so hoping to see Lenglet do well because I actually like Clement Lenglet. He gives up a penalty. They tie it. All hope is lost. Yus is crying over here. And then, out of nowhere, Jordi Alba, who has been awful this game, bad against Frankfurt as well, comes through with a wonderful cross, and Luuk de Jong
The king, the GOAT.
puts it in, man. So just give me your initial thoughts, Yus, coming out of that one.
I mean, the game was, I was upset for the first half. We played like dog.
We played like we played against Frankfurt.
Yeah, bad passing, not on point, no connections. Their defense was really good. So I have to shout out Levante for man marking really well. A lot of times they had multiple guys covered with 1-2 players all the time. Aubameyang was completely shut down. Dembele had a hard time moving the ball forward, right? Dani Alves wasn't doing a great job with some of
Nico
his passes.
was
Definitely
pretty
Nico.
gone. I mean, the thing about the first half and the whole game as a whole, we just have to continue to praise Eric Garcia.
He did a great job.
We were Eric Garcia skeptics. We did not like him, did not think he was going to do well enough, and he has really taken a leap, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to Pedri in that, like, some of the criticisms we had of Eric Garcia was, okay, he's good at passing. Can he defend? Well, he's gotten a lot better lately.
Sure.
And he had
He saved
that
that
wonderful,
goal. Mm-hmm.
he saved a goal from scoring for sure. Ronald Araujo also did well, but going back on that, improving Pedri, who last season, as good as he was, we said the one thing he needs to really take it up another level is to get his shooting better. And, Koeman coming into the season had said, I want my midfielders to score like 8 goals each. Well, Pedri now has, 3 goals in the last 5 matches,
Sure.
2 wonder goals, right, against Galatasaray, and then
Sevilla, the
against
winning
Sevilla.
goal.
And then again here, he comes up with the goal that gave us the lead, although not for too long. And so it's just, it was such a roller coaster of emotions, right? Because... Go ahead.
But rewind a little bit here, right? This lineup that Xavi put out, we kind of expected. We were like, hey, look, this is the arsenal we have. This is our best starting 11, except for the fact that we didn't start Pedri because we thought, he needs a little bit of rest. But other than that, Nico was in place for Pedri. But was there anything else that you would have asked for?
Pique is not healthy, right?
Yeah.
So he wasn't there. Dest is, again, not healthy, and Dani Alves got a few knocks in this game. But you're right? You go back line of Alves, Araujo, Garcia, Alba, then midfield of Frankie de Jong, Busquets, and Nico, and then up front you have our star trio. I think of Ferran Torres, Aubameyang, and Dembele. And I was actually surprised by how little rotation we did. Of the midfielders, I thought we would rest. I thought Busquets would get a rest. He did not. So I was not that happy with Jordi Alba. I wanted him to rest. Although again, how do you rest Jordi Alba? Who are you going to put on in his position, especially with Sergio Roberto not back yet, and Mingueza? I don't know if he's someone.
And no
Dest exactly. And so, I was. The starting lineup was good, but then we come in and that first half performance was just so atrocious. And it felt like ever since the international break, bar that one goal against Sevilla, we just have not been good, have not clicked like we did against Real Madrid. And then the second half happened, and
I feel like we
about.
lost our fundamentals in the first half, right? Like we just couldn't execute simple, basic things to move the ball forward.
Remember that set piece?
Mm-hmm.
Awful, right? We had one of the worst set pieces I've ever seen. We had Dembele crossing into the stands. We had Frankie de Jong passing it away. We had Just no notable performances except for, again, Eric Garcia and Araujo doing well in the back. And like you said, you have to give credit to Levante. They are, as we all remember, the team that broke our unbeaten streak, right? 37 games in the league without a loss, and then we lost to them at I think the 2018 season under Valverde. And again, they came out here and they really tried, and it's kind of crazy they're a 19th place team. Maybe they are because they do try and not defend against teams like Barcelona, and that's why they lose points. But they gave it their all, and it was just an electric match.
It's just crazy that after that first half performance, we come out of the second and don't make any subs, right?
Yep.
And then finally, when we make some subs, we get penalties, 3 penalties against us in the second half, 5 goals scored in the second half.
Although the subs were great, right?
Yeah, for
Pedri and Gavi kind of ran the show. I mean, first, Dembele again crossed it to Aubameyang, who and Yus was like, I want Aubameyang out in that first half, as we all did. And, they find a connection. And then again, Pedri and Gavi come in for Nico and Frankie de Jong, and they immediately connect for the second goal. You're right. And then at the very end, we put in Luuk de Jong, praying to get that game-winning goal, and he delivered, right? He just needed one shot. And like Ronald Koeman said, everyone's laughing at him for saying that in the air, Luuk de Jong is more dangerous than Neymar, but he was totally right. And Luuk de Jong just... what a professional, right?
Sure.
Being just thrown a lot of hate from, even at times we were memeing about him all over the internet. Oh my God, Barca are playing with Luuk de Jong. What a meme. What a bad loan. And he's just came up when we needed him.
For sure.
We would not be top 4 right now without Luuk de Jong. As crazy as that is to say, he's just been clutch.
Yeah.
And he just needs that one chance. It's amazing. It's beautiful because he has just that one role, right? Which is, in our team at least, let's put him on late. Let's get some crosses in, right? Xavi, again, with his good subs in this game, he put on Traore and Luuk de Jong at the same time to, again, play that cross game, and he just put it in, man.
I mean, with the lack of playtime that Luuk de Jong gets and the ability for him to come out in big games in, 10-minute spans of time and able to score a header is just astounding. I mean, you can't hate on him if you don't play minutes, and then when you do, you score goals and you win matches for us, 3 points for us several times this season. There's just no more you can say about it. He is the king of the match in this game, right? And he's so good at being able to get in front of the defender and place himself in a great position to get the header.
And it was a tough cross from Jordi Alba, right? It was pretty quick. I mean, of course, it was well placed, but it was pretty quick. And for him to just take that one opportunity and put it away is amazing. And I wouldn't be upset if we got Luuk de Jong for another season here on loan. And then, it kind of gets memed about a little bit. I feel like, I don't know if that's the right word, but I kind of... There's a lot of talk about how Xavi has changed the mentality of the team, and this is really one of those games, right? I feel like Yus and I, as all of you other Barca fans, we still have that PTSD from the Barca team of the last few years where, the team gives up 3 penalties, we go up 2-1, and then we give up a second goal to be 2-2, and in years past, there's no chance we're going to score again unless Messi somehow scored something amazing or maybe Suarez, and this team fights. Right, like Gavi's out there after not getting any calls against Frankfurt. He took out all of his aggression on this Levante team, just making grown men very mad at a 17-year-old. It's very funny to see, and I just there's nothing you can say right than just applaud Xavi for how he has made this team confident and believe in itself in a way that we haven't seen. And I think one of the interesting things about the first half is that we had this talk during the first half, like what tactically can we do to try and break down the Levante defense and I don't know. Was it Xavi's fault in the first half and how he lined us up, or do you think it was just purely our team wasn't executing on the fundamentals, and at the end of the day, the coach can't be the one out there kicking the ball?
Well, I don't blame Xavi for his decision in his lineup. I think we just played poorly. And not only that, but Nico did an awful job on the right side. It was just no balls going through to him. Dembele didn't have a lot of room to work with. He was shut down. Other players are not drawing defenders away. I mean, Levante did a good job with defense, like I said, and we underperformed extremely poorly. And so I can't really blame Xavi in that scenario. I can blame him if we see all these players doing a poor job and not making subs. And I think he made those subs in the second half. The game changed. Right, it's very hard to analyze how to break down a defense when fundamentals are not there. And so, at the point of Levante in the first half, we just didn't have the tools at our hands to get past them and break that defense down. But, Pedri himself is just a stud. When he comes in the game, he changes it. He knows where to go. He knows how to pass. With the goal he had, it was a one-touch, right? And I think I mentioned this about 2 videos ago when we came back from the international break, saying that Xavi really wanted Pedri to make one-touch passes sometimes. And I saw this wasn't a pass, it was a shot. But immediately, ball comes into him from Gavi, and he just places it beautifully. Confidence out through the roof after scoring some crazy goals against Sevilla, like we said, the game-winning goal. But, if our team is just fundamentally broken, Xavi has his job to, especially at the half, adjust and to make the subs. And I think he did that in this game. We had 3 rough calls against us. They were fouls. They were penalties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no really argument against that. But we still fought it, and we came back, and we did a wonderful job. I mean, I was pissed for the first half.
Totally. And I think, again, we said it before, but you really have to give the hats off to Ter Stegen, right?
Sure.
Him saving that second penalty to avoid us going down 2-0 was really the moment that changed the game. I know it's weird to say that when they came back from being down to us and then we had to score, but that was really the moment that I felt like, the game changed. And I think what I want to ask is, so the second half, wild game. We talked about the lineup and how I wanted to see Busquets and Alba rested, and maybe having Ferran, Aubameyang, and Dembele start not last game, but this game, and then probably the game against Frankfurt. Do you think we're gonna regret playing so many of our starters in this game? I mean, did we have an option too? How do you feel about that? Busquets and Alba can't keep playing, right? Jordi Alba was really bad against Frankfurt, and again, he looked non-existent here. And you made a comment during the game about how when Ferran Torres is very wide, it doesn't give Alba a lot of options to push forward and bomb down the wing. And that seems like it's because Xavi is using his right and left backs kind of as like midfielders. When we push up, they're not going out wide because the wingers are staying wide, but they're kind of going inside and trying to make passes. But it feels like Jordi Alba has really been neutered, except for, of course, the fact that he got that final cross in the game.
Sure. But that's at a time where everything's so chaotic and, we're barely winning the game or barely holding on to the game.
Sure.
But to go back to your question, I don't think we have a choice is what it really boils down to. I'm not happy that we have to play these players every game, especially to score 3 points against this 19th team in La Liga that gave us a hard time. But as you saw, when we even tried to make that rest and have Pedri rest, we didn't even give him that chance. He had to come in around the 50th minute and to change the game, and he's not going to get that rest time. 40 minutes or 50 minutes of rest time is great, 100%, but he's playing the latter half, and it's the tough half, right? This is where all the chaos is happening. But we don't have a choice. I don't know what to do at this point.
Okay, I agree with you, right? It's a little bit of we're screwed, right? Do we start Nico as the CDM or Frankie instead of Busquets? That's a possible thing. I think looking ahead, one question I have is, even though Aubameyang got the goal that helped put us on the scoreboard and tie it up today, he's not been very good lately. And it's with a striker, if you score a goal, I mean, you're doing your job. But, I mean, that first half, he was non-existent. Against Frankfurt, he's felt totally isolated.
Sure.
Do you think we need to try Luuk de Jong or Memphis Depay or Ferran Torres as the striker? Do you think we need to, up against Frankfurt in a game that we must win at the Camp Nou, should we shake it up and do something besides Aubameyang up front? Or do you feel like, hey, he's got that knack for goal, he's the guy I want to see?
I just don't think he's able to, against these last 2 teams, he's able to find the space and execute. They're really shutting him down. And I think based on that, I would like to see Depay come in and at least try the first 45 minutes. When he has come on, I think he's done a good job. At this point, I feel like after the game we had against them in the first leg where we drew 1-1, it was hard, right? Because we didn't have the just overall tools to break their defense. They were all over us. I think Depay might be better at coming back to receive the ball. He has a little better footwork, open up some space for us, while Aubameyang seems to be receiving the ball and getting it in the one-touch pass or goal. I think we need someone who can work with the ball a little bit more and receive it maybe farther back, because we see Aubameyang sometimes try to come back to get the ball, but it just doesn't work out for him.
Yeah, his touch and his passing ability is just not there compared to Depay, I would say.
I would also still like to see FDJ or Luuk de Jong come in the second half against Frankfurt if need be. I mean, if we need goals, it seems like that's what's happening. But I don't know if I would say Ferran Torres should be slotted in the middle as our striker, just because his execution, his clinical style is just not there yet, right? We've seen so many times where he's just rocketed shots or just off target.
Sure. I mean, I think what I want to see definitely against Frankfurt as compared to last game, I want to see us go back to Frankie, Busquets, and Pedri as the midfield. I don't think Gavi starting is what I want to see. Maybe definitely as a sub. And then I think we need to have Dembele start that game. against Frankfurt, whereas Adama started the first leg last
Sure.
Thursday. So let us know in the comments what you guys think. Please hit that subscribe button, like button, because we got a big game against Frankfurt in the Europa League coming up. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.